就是
嗨嗨嗨，你好。
发型一样的吗？好像。
Okay. All right. So my name is Chester. Nice to meet you. And today we're just gonna have a small mock interview with you. So first question first. Would you mind just tell me something about you?
Yeah. My name is Harry, and I am now 12. I like to play basketball. That's my favorite sport. And then food attracts me, I guess. Never mind. Food is my thing to eat. I mean, yeah, like meat. They are attractive. And then for the kind of steak, for the kind of meat I eat is basically steak or beef. I don't eat pork a lot because, well, there's something going on in here in Shanghai. Like there's news talking about the pork being bad. So yeah, and then I like to watch NBA because I like basketball. Yeah.
So who's your favorite basketball player?
James Harden from Rockets.
James Harden.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me why do you like James Harden?
Well, so when I first ever react with basketball, the coach gave me a cushion, and it's the jersey of James Harden, and then I kind of liked that, and then so I searched about him, and then he plays pretty well, and then for last season he broke the record, so yeah.
Of scoring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you like basketball, and so do I. I'm a huge fan of basketball myself. I've been playing basketball for 20 more years. And James Harden, yeah, he's great. He's a very great basketball player. And if you got a chance to play basketball in NBA, will you choose to be an NBA player, or will you choose if you got like a choice between an NBA player and another professional? For example, I just imagine like a bank clerk that works in office. So which one will you choose?
I would still choose for the player NBA because, well, yeah, that's like my dream of being NBA playing it, and then I mean I can make like those whole China proud because like there's only a few player in the NBA from China, so yeah.
Okay, very good. And do you like reading?
Reading? Oh yeah.
So
well,
can you tell me about your favorite book? One of
well,
the yeah.
my favorite book is Harry Potter: The Whole Theory.
Yeah.
So I was my teacher recommended that, and then my name is Harry as the main character inside Harry Potter, and that's a very interesting thing to know. So that I read it, and then it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the new Harry Potter 8, yeah, it's a script so that I can have more action, like knowing what's going on.
All right. So can you elaborate or summarize with very, very plain language and tell me what the story is about?
Um, Harry Potter is the is a boy who is a wizard that is going to Hogwarts, and is he has a lot of trouble with his enemy called Voldemort, and I guess this is very plain, and yeah, very plain word, very bad summary.
So it's a hero story.
Uh, kind of, yeah.
It's kind of okay. So do you think this is a fictional or non-fictional book?
Uh, because I think that wizard is not uh wizards not exist inside this world, and so does the 9.5 quarters station in the book. Yeah.
All right. So, do you have some reading about a non-fictional book?
Nonfiction books. Oh yeah, like for example, Salata's diary. It's a book of when the American. I think it is a place. Yeah, it's an American Civil War, and then the well, here's a girl that writing her diary about it, and then thinking about her opinion and people. So yeah.
So, do you like this book?
Well, yeah, because I learned from this book of how to react during danger. Yeah.
Okay. And I think you've been to a lot of places, right? Around the world.
Oh yeah.
So, what are they?
Well, I went to America for most of the time. For most summers, I have been to Spain, and then Canada, Mexico, and then I've been to Deutschland. I mean, sorry, it's Germany, and then and then France. Yeah.
Wow, you've been to a lot of places. And among the countries you've been to, which one is your favorite and why?
Well, it's United States because, well, I met a lot of friends there because, I went to every time. So, America has a very great, its air pollution is not, it has not, like, that much air pollution, so better than Shanghai here, and then they're much more friendly, and then for this, and they like houses more than apartments. So yeah.
Okay. People are friendly. Good. And you like spacious living environments.
Yeah.
Okay. I like America myself. I wish I could go to a university in America, but I went end up, in a Leeds University, which is in UK. I just like you, I'm a huge fan of basketball. I play basketball since I was like 10 years old. And even now I play for Shanghai street basketball team called X-Battle. And I'm very curious because just like me, I'm a huge fan of basketball. So NBA in America is the first choice. But do you want to go to UK to study? And why? Because basketball is not such huge thing in UK.
Yes. For this question, I think that UK, because now the school I'm learning is have a system like for UK but not for America. And then I have been to more countries in Europe instead of America. So I think and then let's say the universities and the universities in Europe is pretty great.
Okay. Have you ever been to UK?
Well, UK, no.
Not yet.
No.
Okay. All right. And my next question is, what is your favorite subject at school?
Um, my favorite subject, I think it is science. Well, you got to do experiments, which is pretty fun, and you can also learn from it. Um, yeah.
Okay, science, favorite subject. So among science, I think there are chemistry, physics, and also you got a chance to study with the biology. Among the three subjects, do you see any connections or do you see any difference between these subjects?
Well, chemistry and biology and physics, yeah, they have links to each other. Like, for example, let's say let's learn biology. Let's learn digestive system. And then inside the digestive system, you have chemicals and you have physics just to think and to do, and maths to calculate. So yeah.
Wow, right boy. Great. Marvelous. And what is your least favorite subject at school?
My least subject, I guess maths.
Okay. Why?
Well, because it's kind of boring because I've learning these maths during my school. So basically for maths, now what we're learning is surds and let's say yeah, they're like surds, and then I've learned that like somewhere in my elementary school. So yeah, it's pretty boring. And then well, you still can learn, but you can't learn that much. So yeah.
So you mean you've done that previously already? You think it's boring because it's too simple for you?
Yeah.
So are you afraid of making mistakes?
Well, sometimes yes, and sometimes no. For let's say for in the test, yes, I'm afraid of making mistakes, but from the mistakes, you can learn that what's your weakness and then what you gotta improve. So mistakes can help me. So I kind of like that kind of now. So
Okay. And can you tell me one thing that you think is that can represent your most brave moment for your life?
my most brave moment, it was not far from now. I bought a new Segway. I think that's how you call it. And then it's one wheeled. It's one wheeled. So it's it's a pretty hard time of me learning it. And then so I got to control the balance for a long time. And then finally I was brave enough to go on the road by myself and and travel like by the Segway.
Interesting. And if you got a chance to speak to a historic celebrity, who would you like to talk to? And what kind of question are you willing to ask this historic celebrity?
For me, I would ask let's I would I would ask Einstein.
Einstein. What question?
Well, just to think, because I have read that he is a thinker and then not that quiet, and then I want to ask him of how can you improve? Like, how do you get to the point of your how do you get to the point when you solve those equations and those theories? Yeah.
You think he's very smart?
Pardon?
You think Einstein is very smart?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You want to get to the secret, the key to his wisdom.
Yes.
Fine. All right. So, what kind of boy do you think you are in the perspective of your parents?
Well, I think they would think if I am a kind boy, and then um, I'm very friendly, and then I don't. I'm a very great brother, and then yeah, and I can handle stuff by myself. Like, not going to go for my parent and ask for help for a bunch of times. So yeah.
Cool. And what about your teachers? How do they think of you?
Well, I am a active student in the school, so I think they would think of me as a active student and full of energy, and well, I kind of have like my test scores are sometimes are pretty high, like, but for some subjects it is not that high. So for the higher subject, they would probably think that I am a smart and clever student. For the not that good, I think they would think that I have the thing I can't improve, and then but yeah, I'm a very active student. So yeah.
And what about your friends? How do they think of you? Just with one word. Just with one word.
Friendly.
I think so. I see that. Okay. Friendly. So if you are abandoned on a desert island and you got a chance to bring 3 items with you, what are they? What will you bring?
The first item I would bring is a tent, a small tent,
Mm-hmm.
and the second item I would bring is an axe, and then the third item that I would bring is a gun with bullets. Well, yeah, I think I can handle that. Um, well, so for the tent is for me to sleep in, so that I can do things with, so that I can sleep and work there, and then so that I can have a campsite. For the axe, I can use the axe for making stuff with wood, and then breaking wood and built other shelters. For the guns, I think I just don't need to find more time to build a bowl by finding a lot of stuff in the wild. I think a gun is just a better way of hunting and protecting myself.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you like basketball. Why don't you bring a basketball court?
Pardon?
You mentioned that you like basketball.
Yeah, the
So
signal's
why don't
not
you bring a
that great.
basketball court?
I didn't bring basketball court.
Why?
Well,
It's just a random question. I'm just curious.
sorry, the signal's not that.
All right. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, the signal, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the signal.
So I will repeat. My question was, why don't you bring a basketball? Because you previously told me that you're a huge fan of basketball.
Well, why didn't I bring the basketball with me right here physically? Because, well, for I don't think that, like, I think this is like a formal conversation between us, so that I don't think I'm just gonna bring the basketball right here. So, yeah.
I mean, not today. I mean, in that scenario, when you are abandoned on a deserted island and the 3 items, you didn't bring a basketball. Yeah.
Okay, so for basketball, it's for for if I'm in an abandoned island, I probably don't have time to play basketball, and well, I don't know the conditions of this island, so maybe if the land is wet with mud on it, I can't play basketball. So well, and then making a basketball hoop does takes time, so yeah.
So do you think, how do you think you will spend most of the time there? How will you spend the time there?
I think I would mostly time by hunting and making food and building things, because, well, there's not much time for me to find food in a short amount of time.
So how do you spend most of your spare time now?
Well, for now, well, I play practice my drums and my guitars, and then well, I read, and then after that, if I get bored with all of them, I would watch YouTube.
YouTube, okay. And basketball is not among the things that you tend to do.
Well, yes, because I live in an apartment, so that for the floor of the apartment is not that, and there's people downstairs, so I can't play basketball. For
Okay.
the if I went downstairs on first floor to play, I mean the land is not that flat, so yeah, there would be a lot of trouble, and I don't have a hoop, so it would make it boring.
Okay. All right. Last question last. What is the difference between a lamp and a table?
A lamp.
Yes, a lamp that glitters and a table.
Okay, for a table, it doesn't glow, and
Yeah.
for a lamp, it glows. And a lamp doesn't have that much that much surface area than the table, and so that you can't work on a lamp. Instead, you can work on a table. For a lamp, it can help us to see in the dark, but for a table, you can't. Table is much more heavier than a lamp, as if it's in a normal condition. So yeah, that's yeah.
Very good. All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you. You did a very good job.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.